What's going on, fish keepers? George from South Florida African Cichlids here. Today I'm going to be showing you my 150-gallon African Cichlid Growout pond. Stay tuned. So here you guys can see my Rubbermaid stock tank. It's a 150-gallon pond. These are specifically made for fish, and this one has been running for around the last 8 or 9 months. Now the stock in here, I have some 3 different species of, well, 2 different species of Mbuna. I have yellow labs and I have Cinotilapia Cobue, and I do have Albino Cobues in here as well. For peacocks, I have OB peacocks and just hybrids, and I think some of them might be like OB dragon bloods. But pretty much peacocks and Mbuna are very easy to differentiate, and all the other peacocks are hybrids anyway, so we're gonna see how they turn out. Some of them have gotten some really nice color already. The pond is filtered by a 125-gallon sponge filter, as well as the sunsun 304B. The sunsun has a UV sterilizer, which is really nice when you're combating algae. As you can see right at this moment, it's not very bright outside. There's some cloud cover, but the whole pond is pretty much being hit by the sun for a substantial amount of time during the day. So I have to do more water changes more frequently, pretty much, to combat this. So what I've been trying to do is to do 2 water changes a week here, about 50%. And not to mention it rains here almost every day, so the tank is constantly getting topped off by fresh water. Hopefully that'll grow these cichlids fast enough. I've been posting pretty much every Friday. I go in there with my net and take most of the fish out, take some pictures, and show everyone, you know, what's available, what males are colored up. I also sell unsexed fish and this and that. But yeah, throughout the summer I want to kind of try to get some size on these guys and keep working on my breeding projects. So we just started the water change here. You can see some of the fish in there. Granted, they do not show much color right now because there's not much sunlight out, but after we do the water change a little later in the video, I am going to show a nice clip of them. And always, you know, in the water is not the same as out as when you pull them out too. So I'll show you guys a little clip of a stunner OB that's in there. Now you may have noticed that the pond does have a drain at the bottom, but one thing that I forgot to do was put a mesh inside the tank before I filled it up. And I've tried putting a net over them, but I've had fish escape. All of them made it back, of course, but yeah, put the net beforehand. So recently I've been using Seachem Safe. It's like a more concentrated version of Prime. I use a 1/4 teaspoon of it for my 120-gallon and for the pond. When you're using Seachem Safe, just make sure you're not putting the powder directly into your tank water. Make sure you put it in a plastic cup or whatever type of cup with some of the tank water, and you mix it first. And it's a way more economical way to treat all your tanks. As you can see here, we're filling it back up. This is a little video clip of one of the OBs that's in there. You can see he is going to be a stunner, and he's only about probably 2.5 inches right now. And I do sell these fish in Miami, Florida. What I do is I get the males to color up, and then I'll advertise them on like a Friday. You know, most people have the weekend off, and I'll advertise the males, and usually by Monday I have sold at least 3 or 4 of those males, and then by the next week more males in the pond will color up and take their place. That's kind of like how the African cichlid dominance and how they get their color is you have one that's the top fish, and that's the one that's going to be the brightest and the more aggressive and this and that, and you try to sell those fish first, or you keep them for breeding, and another one will take their place. The more hiding spots that you have in the pond, I have noticed that you get more males coloring up because they could control different places. So I've been working on putting a couple more, you know, rocks and stuff in there. Here you can see I'm just feeding them some New Life Spectrum cichlid formula. I always use high protein and a really good food. Not a lot of breeders are using like this quality of food for their fish. But I understand that, because if I would have 20 of these ponds, I wouldn't be, you know, wasting $1,000 a month on food when I could be wasting 200 or 300. So yeah, you could see most of them here. The sun came out a little bit. Most of the fish in that pond, they're between 1.5 or 2 inches and 3 inches big. They got a long ways to go, but I usually sell them by the time they're about 2.5 inches. You could have a really nicely colored male. I recently added some Cobues from my girlfriend's house from the breeding group, and I added 3 of them. I think 2 of them are males and 1 of them might be a female, but those guys are chunky. They're big compared to all the other fish I have in here. You could see them. There's one there on the bottom, like swimming around the rock. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna be bringing you guys a lot of updates, and I'm gonna be doing a fish room tour pretty soon, showing everything that's been going on. I know I've been absent, you know, for almost a year, but I'm back here at least for a little bit, and I'm gonna try my best to keep bringing you good content. And hopefully you guys are excited to, you know, to see what's been going on with me, and I'll talk to you a little more later about that. Here I'm just trying to get them to come up one last time. And I'm also getting a waterproof case for my camera so we could go down in there and check them out. Alright, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.